and I couldn't play for the rest of the night. It was
Steal
really...
the guild passage.
The only way to eat string cheese.
Oh no, not a string cheese.
Hey, you know you have to peel those. You have to string them, otherwise they go down kind of funny. It was bad. It was rough, y'all. My life.
Chewing
I'm
is
telling
tough.
you. It is.
Can I have
Just bit
1 minute
into
to
it like
check
a
on the baby?
Neanderthal.
Yes.
Thank you.
Does anyone need a strategy refresher?
I do. I've not done this guy before. I've not had a chance to watch the video.
Okay. When he reaches 100%, so this is the DPS side of it. When he reaches 100% energy, he's going to use an ability called the Tessalock technique. I'm going to call it, you just need to stand on Moon. We're going to get knocked back, then you're going to stand on Moon again, and then after that knockback, you just keep running away from the giant fire zone. At 70 or 80 and 40% or something like that, he goes into intermission phase. 2 big ads will spawn, and then a bunch of smaller ads will spawn throughout the room. The smaller ads need to be snared, stunned, slowed, etc., and killed as quickly as possible. If they reach Agamar in the center of the room, bad stuff happens. Once the little guys are dead, we're going to switch to the big ones, and then intermission ends when the 2 big ones die. Phase 1, he shoots out flame pillars behind him, so melee, we need to watch out for that. And range needs to stay spread out for the entire fight. In phase 2, there are no more flame pillars, but giant fire zones under ranged players. So continue being spread out. You might have to spread out a little bit more than you normally have to. And then finally, in the last phase, which is when we're going to lust, the giant flame zones will shoot out flame pillars, kind of like Odin with his spears and orbs. So just sort of keep an eye on it, and you'll see it. And then the last thing is for the intermission, we're going to spread out. So we need to spread out because the small ads spawn all the way around the room. So just don't focus fire on one, and keep tabs and make sure if one's getting close to the boss, switch to that. And that's basically the fight. It's not too bad.
Okay, so basically stay out of dying, kill ads quickly.
Yeah. And in the intermission phase, he can't be damaged. And you don't want to touch him because the damage shield has a knockback and damage effect.
Okay.
This is primarily a do the tanks do the mechanics right fight.
Gotcha. So if we die, blame it on DJ.
Yep.
Was there a cauldron?
Yeah, Worldbreaker can.
I can give him, well...
Yeah, we can give you a flask after this. Let's just go. He's not that hard.
I'll take it.
Technique on Moon. On Moon. Run away. Intermission. Oh, and you want to be away from the big ads if you can. It's mostly for ranged and healers.
Okay.
You take it this time.
Technique on Moon. Run. Technique
I
on
got it.
Moon. On Moon. We'll get intermission soon. It's the same as the first one, except there's now meteors falling. Oh,
Good job, Mike.
yeah.
What happened?
He jumped
got-
off.
No, I got knocked off.
Oh,
Brian, you have Moon. I can't see the fight at all.
Okay. I'm gonna use Tranquility right now.
We can lust.
Technique's in about 10 seconds.
And just be aware of what's behind you for the knockback. Scorching Blaze and then Technique. And Technique.
Get on Moon. On Moon.
And then run away. Technique soon.
On Moon, guys. Good on Moon, guys. Angle yourself this way. Talk to the Diamond Dwarf.
That was odd. Somehow I died in the middle of that cinematic. Where do I port to?
Talk to Magni, the dwarf.
Yeah, you have to talk to Magni.
Yeah, I had to release.
What are your options? Probably the last one.
Broken Cliffs or the exhaust?
Not the exhaust, not the burning throne.
Broken Cliffs?
Probably. Or Seat of the Pantheon.
I didn't have those as options.
Oh no, go back to the Burning Throne and then just run back to where we were.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do. Or let's just summon them
We have
once
a
Jim's
warlock.
done.
Okay, waiting on that.
All right, everyone ready for the explanation?
Mm-hmm.
Phase 1, we need to keep him at the center of the room. The one tank will be pointing him away from the raid and everyone will be stacked behind him. Let me just get these names right. So he has an ability called Cone of Death, which he uses at 100 energy. He'll target a random healer or DPS. As soon as the cast starts, we're going to shift to the right, or counterclockwise. Because when the cast finished, he throws down a zone of dying. And we want to sort of work that slowly around the room. If you get marked with Soul Blight Orb, you want to run behind the raid. Because when that debuff expires, it'll leave behind another zone of dying, and we want that covered by the Cone of Death. The tanks will have a debuff that they need to swap on. Golganeth will give us Gift of the Sky, which is a blue orb, and Gift of the Sea, which is a white orb. Gift of the when we want to position them separately, so try to position the Gift of the Sky close to the boss, and Gift of the Sea a little bit behind the boss, or a little bit behind the raid. Gift of the Sky will give crit and mastery. Gift of the Sea will give haste and versatility, and the effect stacks.
Oh, I'm sorry, what colors were those again?
Blue or sky. Blue is sky, and you want that near the boss, and sea is white. And you want that a little bit behind the raid, like immediately behind. Yep, one looks like lightning, one looks like water. The main thing is try to pick a color and stick to it. The effect stacks, and to Duke's point, you want to sort of stay as close to the zone of death without being in it. And that's basically phase 1. Phase 2, which is at 70%, he's going to clear away all the dying, and we need to be on the golden platform. The golden platform in the center of the room. When that finishes, we're going to drag him to blue, and we will fight him for the rest of the fight there. He has an Edge of Obliteration, which is just a line effect, don't stand in it. The main things is the Soul Burst and Soul Bomb. 2 people get marked with Soul Burst at 50% energy, and we want to split. One person should go to Moon, the other should go to Orange. It deals raid damage based on how far away from the boss you are. That means the raid should be near the boss around blue. Soul Bomb, which happens at 100 energy, along with 2 other Soul Bursts. The bursts are handled the same, the bombs go to green. Whichever tank has the Agrimar buff needs to go to green with the Soul Bomb person. That means the tank without the buff needs to taunt and hold it. That may mean your stacks get a little high, but we should be able to handle it. So the Argus should never leave blue. And the rest of the raid, if we're close to it, we can minimize the damage. Exactly, DJ.
So the Soul Bomb, you run to the green, because that's the one the tank has to run and find you at. And what was the name of the other one that you don't have to run to the green? Soul Blight?
Soul Burst.
Soul Burst, okay.
And Burst, you need to run to either Moon or Orange.
Moon or Orange, okay. Okay.
The main thing is, as long as you're against that wall, you'll be okay. Like if you're between the markers, like if you both end up going to Orange, just split up and try to space out between those 2 markers, because it deals raid damage, and the closer you are to everyone else, the worse it is. Phase 3, he disintegrates and a whole bunch of ads show up. The ads have 3 abilities. They can all be interrupted. The main one that needs to be interrupted is Cosmic Beacon. So that must be interrupted. The rest do not. but you feel free to throw it out there if you can. 2 of the ads get marked or get weapons. Sword of the Cosmos must be tanked in the center of the room, where Blades of the Eternal is tanked at the edge of the room. The last thing about phase 3, which is when we're going to Lust, each ad will take double damage from a school of magic or damage. So physical, holy, shadow, nature, etc. Pick the ad that takes double damage from your school, kill it, and then once it's dead, we'll just mop up the rest of the ads. Once all the ads die, we go into phase 4. It's exactly like phase 3 with the soul bomb and soul bursts. We're going to handle it sort of the same way, except there's no avatar. That means when you get soul bomb, you will die. Luckily, there are trees that spawn in the raid, and if you are dead, you can walk over these trees and be resurrected. While dead, you're in the sort of a spirit realm, and there's these ads moving around. Avoid them. Oh, it's only one tree. Healers, you can, as the fight goes on and more people die, the tree will start taking damage. You can keep it up by healing it, which is good. Tanks, you probably will die because the tank debuff will hit a lot harder. And then the last thing is there are re-origination modules that spawn around the room, and they have a circle of dying underneath them. When they die, everyone in the circle takes a ton of damage. So if you're melee, try to get out of the zones before they die. And then when the re-origination modules die, they leave behind glowing orbs in the spirit realm. We need to pick those up before being rezzed. So if you die for whatever reason, such as a tank or soul bomb, pick up as many of the orbs as possible, and then resurrect by running into the tree. And that's, and then the last thing, he will occasionally cast the end of all things, interrupt it, because if not, we die. And that's the fight. There's a lot going on. I'll try to call it out as it goes. If we get through phase 3, the fights gets pretty easy. Yeah, Duke. It deletes your character and wipes WoW off your hard drive.
Clarification on phase 3. At the beginning of phase 3, me being melee, I'm going to find the ad with holy and just bash it until it dies and then mop up at the end.
Yes.
10-4.
You're fine. It deletes it from your chosen storage device. Also deletes your account.
And your gold.
And all accounts associated with your primary payment method.
Exactly.
Your IP address.
Splits your gold up among all the guild, though.
Let's just give it a shot. Let's start seeing it. Start learning it.
No shot. One attempt.
Yeah, exactly.
I completely have missed what's been going on. The baby is not sleeping. I know what to do, though.
Stack on Moon. to the right. You can start moving as soon as the cast starts. Soul Blade behind. Let's just wipe. Soul Blade must go behind the raid. You can stop healing.
I'm sorry to do this, guys, but Jordan needs some help with the baby. I'm gonna have to jump out of here.
It's no
Family
problem.
Take care, Brian.
Yeah, family always comes first.
Thanks, guys. Good luck. Get him for me.